Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
The Dietary Podcast, precious children.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the after the show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Hello, hello, hello. Here we are, just kind of limping into the holidays here. Jaybird literally limping with his back the way that it is. You've got a couple options on your treatment. Are you going to be stepping into that realm today, Jaybird?
Yeah, so I have to figure out, the person that used to work on my back, they're not in the area anymore, so now I have to figure out what I need to do, who I need to go to. Usually when this happens, by day 2, I'm up, I'm walking again, and everything's okay. This one's a little bit different for me, and it really sucks. My spirits are high, but the pain is very, very bad.
Spirits are high, Denny's is high, your back is shit.
Yeah.
It is shit. So I'm actually, if anyone's got any suggestions, here my issue is I just can't move around right now. And yesterday I was alone a lot of the day, and I just wasn't able to walk to the get to the doctor's office. I kind of need somebody there with me.
You need a house call?
A house call? I don't even know if they do them. I don't even know what fucking insurance I got.
I sent you a copy of your insurance card.
I know you did, Mama. You're good. We've been through 9 companies. It changes every time.
It's very challenging.
It is.
It is very challenging.
But it's all good, baby. I'll be back.
Well, we got this email. Maybe this could help you out. Jaybird, I, like you, suffered with chronic back pain on and off for many years. I've spent literally thousands of dollars on treatment to no avail. Then I was recommended this book, Healing Back Pain by Dr. John Sarno. It gave me my life back. He's helped thousands of people, and Howard Stern credits him for saving his life. It's a super quick read, or better yet, get the audio version and listen on the plane to Oregon. Dr. Sarno has a few other books that are great, but start with this one, life-changing. I hope 2020 is your best year yet. So if you want
Thank you for the kind words.
That is it. All right, that is a reminder.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Throw it away.
They got that book on tape, because otherwise,
That's right, because Jason,
That's what she said, yeah.
Jason can't read. No, you're trying to say, motherfucker, I'll read you any day.
I think you can read. I think you choose not to.
I actually do like reading, but again, I think it's everything. If you're not interested in the subject, I hate reading.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of interesting. I saw the new study. It said that 3 out of 4 people believe natural remedies are safer than prescriptions.
I am one of those people.
Yeah, I tell you, after what I have seen with the opioid world, I believe that too. I am a big believer in eating the right foods. Food is medicine kind of thing, and that is what we had for the longest time, and that's really what we should. The food that you put in your body is either always a plus or a minus to how you're going to perform and operate.
You always hear these ancient stories of these medicine people that use the resources of Earth, and the creek we use for the magical water on their back. There might be something to that.
I think we have all the answers.
Yeah.
We have all the raw materials here to fix it, because I truly believe that's how this whole thing was set up.
I think
if you believe in a God or a creator or whatever you believe in, I think we have the answers. We just have to figure it out.
It's designed to work together, I believe.
Yeah.
When you look at the earth and whatnot, and then we come up with our own little creations that throws things out of whack.
Right.
And that's
we
why
mess
you see,
it up.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Well, just think about electricity. Technically, it was always there. We just had to
figure it out.
Hone in and figure. Think about all the other stuff out there like an electricity that we've just not. We're too.
Well, food is supposed to be good for us, but we, as awful humans, have figured out a way to make all these foods that are now bad for us and causing us to have all these ailments, and now we need all this medicine. We're the ones to blame.
Well, and then you had that one study that kind of backs up Denny's philosophy of we're living too long. And by living too long, are we now getting these weird problems that we weren't supposed to have because we're not supposed to be here?
Maybe.
It could be. Yeah, there could be a lot of things that's going on. And, you know, the question that I always wonder, this is only God knows the answer, or whomever it might be. Maybe just Earth knows the answer. You go into a bar or a restaurant, And what do they always have, like right on the door by the fire marshal? Capacity.
Capacity. Yeah.
What is capacity of Earth? And are we over it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of parts of Earth that there's a lot of land. There's a lot of spots.
Well, the perspective for me is just, I guess I'm continually listening to this very boring history podcast. But what throws me is hearing about the wars that were happening. And we are in a large gap before having a big war. And the amount of people that were dying in these wars, millions upon millions of people just wiped off of planet Earth when we didn't have the population stretch that we did then. We seem to be more civilized, peaceful people. Not to say that a war couldn't or wouldn't happen, but it used to eradicate our populations to keep them controllable for planet Earth. So incapacity, where are we? Do we have much more room to grow, or are we actually already over capacity for what planet Earth can deal with?
And I'm still waiting for one of those old-timey type plagues to hit. I feel like
Yeah.
we have had like the rat plague. Motherfuckers are always dying left and right in the olden times of a plague.
You're right.
Yeah, which is the ultimate question. And planet Earth always seems to have a way, like a dog shakes fleas. What could possibly happen to be like, all right, I got too many motherfuckers on my back?
Well, remember how scared everybody was during that bird flu?
Yeah.
I mean, they
Right.
made it seem like
But
bird
we're
flu's
so
coming.
good, we eradicate a lot of these things that used to keep the populations in check. And now we're like, oh, don't worry, just take a little shot. You're going to be good. Oh, cool. All right. 5 million, 10 million people didn't die because of this shot now. But yet now there's 10 million people who are shitting and pissing and throwing their garbage all over the place and eating resources.
Eating horrible resources and probably shitting more.
Right, but I think part of that with our food is you've got to make it last longer. You got to transport it. You got to this, you got to that because of the population we have. It's not like we can have a little growth center for a community and then that community can live on that. We have to now put chemicals in it. This is why our food and our bodies are out of whack.
As a species, we've become a bit soft. A little bit. That's why motherfuckers always fighting on Twitter about stupid shit.
This is why I like Denny's plan. Have your land and grow your own stuff and eat off your stuff.
Yeah.
That's a great plan.
It's a nice cycle if you do it right.
Let a huge plague hit or a meteorite have that on its way and see what people are complaining about on Twitter then.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Some would
Puts it in
argue, though,
perspective.
does it bring us together? Does a plague bring us together? Probably not. People would be so freaked out.
I think a meteor would bring us together, but a plague would probably divide us.
Do you think a meteorite, like a large-ass meteorite that is, smack dab going to hit Earth, does that bring us together? Or does it just everyone
I think
freaks?
it does more damage for humanity than it does positive, because I think, and we haven't been faced with that, but when you start stretching resources and it gets real, I'm not talking about people just trying to get your Yeezys.
Yeah. They're trying to get your water, your food.
I'm talking about the necessities that your body demands. And that is the one thing that we have. When those things get stretched to the brink, what happens with humanity? Do we get kinder to one another? Be like, it's my last piece of cheese, but please have it. Or are we going, give me your fucking cheese, bitch? Yeah.
It turns into the purge.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's when you wind up in a chaotic society.
The best case scenario is, oh my gosh, the meteorite's going to hit us. We are all so figgity fucked. And then at the last second, we somehow, kind of like in Armageddon, we blow up the meteorite and like, oh, we're going to live. We did this together. But even after that, 3 weeks later, people are like, fuck you.
There's a lot of people who are not going to be much help when it comes to blowing up a meteorite. You're not going to want their input. No, why don't you just sit over there and shut up?
You sit down.
You sit down and shut up.
Get off Twitter. I don't want to know your meteorite thoughts.
Yes. I thought this was an intriguing story as well. It's very fascinating. I'm kind of caught up in the middle of this. I was doing more of a plant-based diet, and then, I get the new trainer. I kind of swing over. I'm trying the keto, and I'm kind of dancing around it all. And thank goodness there's about 10 different documentaries you can watch on Netflix that will completely contradict themselves and confuse you even more. But here we are as I tiptoe and listen to both sides of the argument, because both of them they intrigue me, from plant-based to, ketosis to all these kind of things. Now there's a new study that found that vegetarians and vegans may experience hangovers more severely than meat eaters do.
Oh, wow.
Research from the Netherlands analyzed the after effects of drinking alcohol in 13 social drinkers. 23 hangover symptoms were monitored in participants on a control night and after a night out drinking, which includes the headaches, the nausea, the heart palpitations, the vomiting, the dizziness, shit in your pants, and all kinds of fun stuff.
That's a vicious hangover.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
If you shit your pants, you cannot drink whatever it was you drank.
Well, that is the definition of a drinking problem.
Some
And
people-
a shitting problem.
Some people say you've never been drunk until you shit yourself, and technically, I've only been drunk 5 times.
this year.
If you shit yourself 5 times while you are drinking, you have issues, and it might be more than drinking.
It's all perspective, Bird. It's all perspective. One person's perspective, yes. Another person, you're not trying hard enough.
Good point.
Maybe it's not your fault, too, because maybe you like mudslides, but you're lactose intolerant. That's not your fault.
And we
Yeah.
all know not every butthole is created equal.
Amen.
Yeah, so it's just kind of interesting to see the differences that were in that. So,
Would you buy a book called The Butthole Book, and it's just pictures of different buttholes, but it's like,
buy it. He has it.
300 color pages.
Probably not. I know you want to hear me say yeah.
But if I gave it to you as a gift, you mean to tell me you wouldn't want to look?
Oh, I would look. Yeah, I mean, if you made it turnkey like that, well, how can you say no to a butthole book?
I'm just fascinated.
Well, because they are. I think it's like a snowflake. They're all different.
Kevin, sorry, as you were.
No, that's all right. Hey, I love talking about buttholes. You know me.
We're just covering the hard-hitting
Tiny
topics.
buttholes.
Oh, is Suits singing tomorrow? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Is on the agenda?
Yeah,
Okay.
Christmas shoes tomorrow.
Thank
He
goodness.
better. I mean,
All
I can't have Christmas without Suits doing Christmas shoes.
On the topic again, real quick, my wife had sent me something too as a warning that they did another study and people on the keto diet get hammered faster than those who do not because you don't have the carbohydrates.
You don't have it soaking up. That makes sense.
The carbohydrates actually does have a biological effect on how your body processes the alcohol, and
I get
without
it.
that carbohydrate cranking through your body, then you're processing it faster, getting into your bloodstream quicker, and then you're
Another plus for keto.
Well, all right.
yeah.
Finally, you said something that made Jason happy about
That's the
keto.
first positive thing I've heard about keto.
I know, right? Yeah,
Keto, Kev.
yeah, you
You
get
need to
drunk faster.
Spend less in whiskey.
Yeah, I think technically you could argue that.
I'm about to get off this wagon, by the way. Or is it on the when you stop drinking?
You're on the wagon.
I'm on the wagon right now.
When you start drinking again, that means you've fallen off the wagon.
Okay, we're about to get off this wagon because
You didn't drink at the company Christmas party?
I did not. No,
Damn.
I haven't drank since Thanksgiving.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm disappointed in myself too. I get it. You both look so disappointed.
Yeah, we were just like, I hardly know you.
Are we gonna have any beers tomorrow on the podcast?
Could. I mean, it's the last show of the year. Have a little bit of fun. Yeah. You know, I'm not, I'm still until I think at least February, right around Super Bowl time, I'm going to make a hopefully better informed decision during the break. I'm going to go through all these documentaries. Somebody said, yeah, Kev, you watch Game Changers, explains how food is medicine and how we're destroying the earth with all the cattle farms. Great show. Watch over the break. Yeah, I'm going to go through all these kind of things. I'm going to look at my body, do a little bit more of a hardcore, probably stand on a scale somewhere.
Take a video of all that. I want to see you naked on the scale.
I don't. Who says
Drinking
I'm
it
naked?
all in.
Who says I'm naked, Virginia?
You have to weigh yourself naked.
But I
Other-
always weigh at Publix.
I do too, and they really hate when my balls.
I stand
come
by
out.
my statement.
They don't like when your meatballs come out.
Virginia told me to weigh naked.
And I have the Publix endorsement, so I think my opinion counts.
Okay.
I
yeah.
would love to weigh myself naked at Publix, because that is the one.
You don't have the balls.
I do have the
He
balls.
does have the balls.
but I
Don't
don't.
say that.
I don't have the heart. That's not good. We don't need that.
No,
We
you're
don't need
right.
that bullshit.
It's too much.
I actually don't like people seeing my body naked. To be- I know that my body's been out there a lot, but I don't love it.
So I'm going to then in February reassess and say, okay, are you going to stay on the keto train? You're going to get off of it? You're going to do something else? I may go from keto to vegan. I have no freaking idea what I'm going to do.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'll reassess.
What would you do if all of a sudden Kevin came in here and he was like he's cooking lunch, he's eating a hot pocket, he's eating cake, he doesn't say anything? Do you think he's having a breakdown?
Yeah.
I do too. I think you're having a breakdown.
I'm like, oh my God, he snapped.
If you were just all of a sudden going into fat Kev mode, holy shit, he finally snapped.
Because he's the most regimented guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, for him to do anything weird, we notice immediately.
Even with his a poop schedule, if Kevin leaves to go poop, like, oh, what's going on with Kevin today?
Yeah. We watch you like a hawk.
Or if you have a different kind of shirt on.
Yeah.
Kevin got. When was Kevin in Maryland?
How are you wearing that?
Yeah.
What are you?
Or if you say, yeah, I was hanging out with my buddy. Who's this motherfucker? We don't know. Who is this guy?
Wait, what are you doing? Angie in the chat room said, Kev, why don't you actually consult with your doctor? Keto isn't good for everyone. I'll tell you what, one, it's hard as hell to book an appointment with my doctor. Plus, I get these rotating doctors now. And I also, a lot of times I walk into doctors now and sometimes I'm like, they have agendas or they have different, they may have different opinions. And I'm talking to a licensed dietitian, somebody that actually has gone to college for this, has a degree in this. This is what they do. And so I am talking to people. I'm not just talking to like my wife and be like, I'm reading, I'm going to knowledgeable sources. I'm having conversations with people that have credibility. It is very difficult to do this with my doctor. And even if he were sitting there and I had easy accessibility, I'm not sure I would completely take his advice. Because I don't know which one I would get.
You should do that DNA test that I did because it really is eye-opening to
Thinking
look.
about it is what, $300 though, right?
I want to do it too.
Yeah,
that's
a
why.
little bit.
I don't want to pay the $300.
I'm
right
anxious to do that. I need to know what's going on with my body.
It told me a lot of things that in my heart I already knew, but that I just didn't want to face, which was I don't metabolize fat like a lot of other people. So keto would actually be bad for me because it's high in fat.
Yeah.
I have a trouble with fat. I have a propensity towards diabetes and obesity and all these things. So I can't eat big meals like everybody else. I got to eat a lot of protein, which I don't do enough protein. I got to not do carbs. I got to not do sugar. I got to do more vegetables. Like, it told me all these things that I knew in my heart, but I just don't follow.
To back you up too on the whole, the same thing goes on with my dentist. I went to a new dentist and I've been going there for a year plus. Every time I go there, a new person is working on my teeth. I fucking hate that.
I'm the same way. So it's like
you're talking about an issue for like the ninth time. You go, I thought we already talked about this. What's going on here?
That's fucked.
Oh, it's so fucked.
Yeah.
I'm in the market for a dentist.
You got to get a guy in an office by himself.
I
You can't go to a group.
I feel that way with anything medical. I want to go. I want them to know exactly. I don't want any surprises from my doctor. Like, oh, well, look at this. Oh, so you've got something wrong with your balls here. Oh, Doc, I thought you knew this already.
yeah.
And nothing's wrong with my balls.
How are your balls?
They're actually
But
very strong.
Answer Angie's question about that. That's why I do not go to my doctor about this because I don't really trust him.
You need to get a new doctor. I understand the problem that you have.
But it is a to-do, and maybe over the break. I don't typically have time to do life things,
For sure.
So when I have another show staring me in the face, I don't think of anything else other than I got to fill 4.5 hours of content, fuckers.
Totally.
You know what you should do? My car's been in the body shop for the past 3 days, and although it's been expensive, I've been Ubering and lifting everywhere. And that time that I have in the Uber and the Lyft, I have been so productive and gotten so many emails fired off and put so many posts up on social that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise because just that little bit of driving that I have to do cuts in to productivity.
Be nice to have a driver. Especially if they were free.
I'd rather have a chef. Oh, motherfucker, I want a grilled cheese.
Well, the one thing, because people are asking about the food, LTR, and the chat room said, how much protein do you eat, Kev? With the intense workouts you do, seems like sometimes you don't consume enough. And then Erica said, keto just made me feel gross, all the fat that you have to consume. I was so blah. I have a food prep service, and so they deliver Monday and Thursdays, and they have a keto menu. And so, what it is I mainly try to I want the vegetables first, the good green vegetables, you want that. And then you have a lean meat with it. Could be like a fatty fish or, a chicken, maybe even a little bit of pork or something like that. I do a nice little variety. Still limit the beef a little bit, but that would be the rotation of the meat stuff. And it's good. And my body feels fine with it. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm doing that. And that's, based on convenience. So I take the meal, pop it in the microwave, 3 minutes, boom, done, I'm eating keto. So, that's how I do that. That makes that very convenient. Yeah, so I'm always looking for little hacks like that to make things, more convenient. Somebody texted in and said, I agree with the hangover fact you read. I am vegan. I had cocktails and beers last night, and I had a huge headache, and I never had anything like this before. I've been vegan since mid-October. So that's just it. When you change up your diet that drastically, you are going to realize you have to relearn your body.
Yeah, I could not believe the weight that flew. When me and Denny's did that vegan challenge, We did it for,
Yeah.
I think, 32 days.
Yeah.
I could not believe the weight that, because keep in mind, we really were doing it to the letter. There were certain drinks that I was drinking, even like I don't want to say Gatorade because someone's they'll say I'm wrong, but there was certain sugary drinks that I had that had bone marrow or bone char, I think is what it's called, in the sugar, and so I wasn't drinking a lot of stuff like calorie stuff, and it just cut down so much of my calories, and it flew off of my body.
Well, that's why people are making bank on this stuff now, creating keto menus and meals, creating vegan menus and meals, because you never know what you're going to get if it isn't specifically labeled in that category. You could eat something that is totally against what your belief is or what that diet is about and not even know it.
As soon as I got off that diet, I remember the freedom of getting whatever you want. I was in the Publix line where all the candy bars are at. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can get whatever the fuck I want. Ooh, Good Bar, get me Snickers, Baby Ruth.
Yeah,
it was a great day.
it's easy.
The freedom is nice.
Yeah, that's the thing that's tough with making any of these food choices. Somebody said not to keep fucking with your head more, but Joe Rogan debunked the Game Changers documentary. Yeah, I think somebody my trainer had sent me that. I'll watch that as well. He had done the podcast on that, see what he has to say about it. So fascinating stuff. What is the name of the food service? I use Fit Food Fresh. The meals are, cooked. Some of them, they're just like my buddy. He does one where he gets the recipe and the ingredients and he has to cook it. I'm like, I don't have time for that crap.
No.
So,
and you're not chefy. You don't like that.
No, I'm not. So, no, mine comes, they deliver it to my door. There's a blue bag sitting out front. I pick it out. I put it by my fridge. I put them in the refrigerator. I pop them out of the refrigerator, put them in the microwave for 3 minutes. The chicken or whatever it is had been already cooked, and you just warm it up. It's like having basically leftovers always. But it's good.
Do you guys ever get this feeling the air condition is on, and it's so cozy in your room, and you've got just a shit ton of good food in the refrigerator? Do you actually have that thought of excitement? Go, fuck, I got great snacks, air conditioning's popping. Does that ever happen to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel that way with leftovers.
Yeah.
When I have great leftovers in the fridge, I get so excited.
From a restaurant?
Yeah,
me too.
restaurant ones.
I feel that way about alcohol. Is that a problem?
No, I'd like to see what everyone's thing is. For me, when I know there's nothing to do for work related the next day, you're going to bed, you're watching something cozy, and there's awesome snacks and food. To me, that is heaven.
I never drink in my house unless I'm having a party.
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Unless I'm having a party or social engagement and people have come over to the home, I never drink at home.
Shit, if my walls could talk, they'd tell you all some tales.
Yeah, I'm not in that category. Yes, I think I probably I space mine out a lot more. Like I don't want a lot, but man, if I could just have a constant little serum of alcohol.
That's not me.
Like a small little buzz.
Yes, because
mild buzz.
Well, I often have tension and stress,
Yes.
and it feels terrible, and so I just want enough to be able to. I'm relaxed, and I get more productive. I get more into a zone.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Ever since you came up with that article about that 2 beer thing,
Yeah.
for me personally,
Right.
that is the best time for me to ever work on anything for the show, ever.
Yeah, so I believe in kind of a continual slow drip of alcohol.
Like a morphine drip.
Like a morphine drip, continually ingesting a little bit of alcohol, only to the point where you don't even feel like buzz. You just feel okay,
Relaxed.
To me, I maintain productivity.
You're not worried that the IRS has no idea who the fuck you are. Those little things don't
Did you
get
get
to
that worked out?
Fuck no. I can barely walk out of the house. I'm a mess.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
I saw people yelling at you on social media. You're an idiot. What do you mean the IRS doesn't know who you are? Be happy.
The motherfuckers, they owe me money.
Right.
That's why.
They owe you, and they don't want to give it to you because
Yeah.
they can't figure out if it's you.
They're like, stay off the IRS radar. I'm like, no, IRS, I'm coming for you.
I want my money.
Yeah. Take it, go get it. They're killing me.
I think
I
I-
just got audited again too.
I think I gotta go
Again?
in.
Every year they're auditing me now.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you're a big time player.
It's
Do
insane.
you do your own or do you have somebody doing
I have
it?
somebody that does it for me, but it's disgusting. I really took a deep dive yesterday, and how much of my money they take.
Oh yeah.
They break a man.
Yeah.
They break a man. It's ghastly.
And you can't take the same deductions you took 3 years ago.
No, I know that's what changed. That's why I'm getting audited.
That's the game changer.
Yep. I'm fucked.
Should I have kids? Am I more fun? I mean, I get fucked pretty hard.
Kids don't give you all that much money. I'm here to tell you.
Or joy. Wait, hold on. Wait. Sorry, that's that Tourette's just kicking in.
That's that slow drip. What about being married? Does that give you a little bit of...
In the beginning, yeah.
the pain and tears.
Eventually, like, you just kind of fall into a rhythm where you're kind of roommates and maybe you have sex every once in a while.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
It's not everybody.
Well, if you're in the grind like we are every day, we're working so hard. I mean, like, my husband works hard. I work hard. Like, what's left at the end of the day? Not a lot to give to a relationship. Now, we have fun on the weekends and we have fun on vacation, but I would say 75% of the days are just grinding, baby.
Tiny Tim, everybody. Thank you for the warm Christmas message.
Sorry.
Marriage is nothing but sleeping with your roommate.
I didn't mean to hit you in the balls with the truth, but...
Look, it don't affect me. I ain't walked down that plank yet.
I don't think it's a good idea for you.
Hey, you know what? I'm like Yoda. I don't live in absolute. If someone knocked me on my ass and I fell head over heels, I wouldn't shy away from love. But I'm also not looking for it either. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm like Kevin. I like a slow drip.
I think we all need
From
one.
where? Your dick?
No, I love the idea of a slow drip alcohol kind of.
Yeah, just
throughout the day.
It's enough, yeah. I mean, you're never hammered. You're never like, whoa, out of your mind. You're just relaxed.
But I know what you're
How
talking.
enjoyable.
I know what you mean when you're feeling all clanked and stressed. Yep. And again, yeah, you shouldn't drink to chase away your problems. I completely understand that. But when that first amount of whatever that is that hits you, and you're like,
it actually allows for more productivity. People don't realize this, but our job is very creative. There's a huge demand on creativity that you've got to fill the next day.
And not every idea is good.
Every day. And when you get clanked, you get blocked. And so, yeah, you have to find a point of relaxation and a point where the ideas can flow out. And that's why, they talk about creatives use sometimes those things to get them in that zone. Because when you're forced to have to be creative and you're not, it's very terrifying.
Like 2.5 beers, I totally agree. If I'm like on my 5th or 6th cocktail at that point, now the shirt's off, I got my guitar.
Right. That's why you need a slow drip so you don't get to that point because you're not productive that way either.
Crazy bullshit.
Yes.
You ever drink, write something down, and the next morning go, I'm not sending that in. Wait, that's fucking terrible. Just as far as getting weird and creative.
I walk into most of our shows with half the material like, oh, God, this is terrible.
What was I thinking and drinking last night?
Awful.
Let me see. Just a food note here. If Jaybird gets sausage on his pizza at Camille's, he's eating fennel.
I don't get sausage. I've never been a sausage lover ever.
I'll take his.
When I was a kid, I'd eat the pigs in the blanket. And a lot of times at IHOP, you have the pigs in the blanket. Those breakfast sausage, I didn't taste fennel that often in them. But there is that weird, hard, gross, whatever the fuck that is. I do not like it.
Cartilage.
Is that what fennel is?
Oh, no. Fennel's a seed. But I'm talking about those hard bally things.
You get them at fast food sometimes where you... Get the hardbally things are gnarly. They really bum you out. It's always the last bite.
It makes it real.
It makes it real.
Mm-hmm. Been taking a look at some of the stuff coming up. The new Star Wars movie. People will start seeing that tonight. I know my trainer, he's got tickets tonight. He's a big Star Wars dork, loves the whole thing.
Mandalorian has been outstanding the last 2 episodes.
That's good to hear. Disney Plus, that's something I'm going to get on over the break. Excited for that. And they say one analyst has already estimated Disney Plus could have stolen more than 1 million subscribers from Netflix. Now, apparently Netflix's numbers the total subscribers are still going up. So you're going, how? But there have been 1 million people in that have decided to do Disney Plus over Netflix. So even though Netflix's numbers are better, it could be 1 million greater than what it is, according to one analyst.
And I'd imagine Disney's going to be adding a shit ton more content as the tide turns.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if that Mandalorian's working, you may see more Star Wars stuff. And who knows, it might be more on the streaming service than in the movies.
I get Netflix confusion because I like to see what everything's rated. Critics and the audience. And when you go on Netflix, you have that percentage on there, but it's not Rotten Tomatoes. It's some other I think it's like lining you up with what they think you're gonna. I want the actual number on there, and they never have it. You have to stay in your on demand and go through somehow open up your Netflix on the on demand and read it that way, and it's very difficult.
I'm right now looking at Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker on Rotten Tomatoes, and the tomato meter, after 232 reviews, has it at 58%.
Is the tomato one the people?
Yes, I believe so.
That's not good.
Rotten. And it says here The Rise of Skywalker has received, and there's 57% positive reviews, critics by Rotten Tomatoes. That's critics' reviews. Only Phantom Menace received a worse rating at 53%. So they say you're looking at, right now, this is right bellowing up against Phantom Menace. So if you love Phantom Menace, this is great news. If you hated Phantom Menace, that's probably what you're going to get.
You're starting to see a lot of audience versus critic scores, and you're seeing a big difference. Like you'll see a movie, it's got like 93% of the critics and then 43% of the people. And I just read an interesting article about that. Think about people like critics out in the media. They a lot of times they're basing it on, is the message there? Is there something political or something cultural we can learn about us as people? And they have a bit of a narrative where most people watch a movie, they don't give a fuck. They just want to be entertained. So you're looking at people who don't give a fuck about those certain things in a movie that are just there to watch it. And then you have people who have a legit agenda of what they want people to see.
Mm-hmm.
Denny's, edit that whole thing out. Clearly lost the room and I lost the audience. Thank you. I will go fuck myself.
Stay and do that. That sounds entertaining.
Stay in your lane, bro.
Now you got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst, when you're talking for quite a bit of time and it's met with silence.
I tried to focus. I really did. I was looking at you and my eyes started to roll back.
Next time, go, wow, that's awesome.
I tried so
No, I wouldn't
hard.
believe that either if you said that's awesome, Bird.
It says here about The Rise of Skywalker, critics found the movie underwhelming and pointed out it answered some of the same questions and themes of past movies. So it's like, yeah, we already dealt with this. Why are you doing this again?
Oh, interesting.
That's what they're saying. The Box Office Pro research site estimates that it'll take in $185 million to $225 million in its opening weekend. And you do have to point out, too, that a lot of times the critics will trash something and the fans love it. So it's, not to be totally down on it. I think tomorrow, I'm excited. I'm telling my trainer, because he's going to see it tonight, I'm like, just let me know. Give me a rating on it. I trust him. He knows, and I feel like I know a lot about Star Wars, but and when he says this was good, that was bad, I agree.
believe him.
So he'll give me a rating, and it's one that I will endorse.
Okay.
And I'll see it will set my level of enthusiasm.
Kevin's trainer, Kevin.
No,
Kevin
this
Square.
this is Mac. This is my other. I'm getting tag
Way
teamed
to
by
stay
trainers
plugged in,
now.
Snicky.
He's got two, bitch.
I got two now. Yeah. Well, I got a new
cookie
one.
fuck.
I got a new one, then the old one came back, and now they're both. I walk in, and I don't
never know who's gonna beat
I don't know
you.
who's working me over. And like I said last week, they tag teamed, and one did the first half, and then the other one was fresh and came in and took care of the second half, and they about killed me.
Well, I'm a big fan of what they do because they like to tag you in Insta stories, and so I see all of those,
Yeah.
and then I write little snide comments and
yeah, they told me
repost
that.
it on the KVJ.
Yeah, they said there were some really terrible comments about you. I'm like, I'm used to it. And they're going, I think they're from Virginia. I'm like, that bitch. Yeah.
Oh, I love when Virginia's got a social media stunt going.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my phone.
Yeah, I know where they're pointing them out to me. They're
blowing
like,
up.
going, oh my gosh, it's terrible
No,
things.
I'm saying nice. I was calling you beefcake
know.
yesterday. I mean, I wasn't saying like this guy's got a tiny dick. Nothing like that.
She said that for my page. Even
He ain't lying.
Even a compliment comes with what the fuck do you mean, witch?
There you go. All right, so there's a lot of exciting stuff to get to. I just can't wait for it. Just right around the corner. We're going to be doing that. Tomorrow we're going to be blowing out, probably some cocktails during the After the Show podcast. All kinds of good fun stuff.
Maybe we can get your trainer on to give his review. That'd be nice to hear from him.
Maybe. I don't know. He's not a showboaty kind of guy. He's a very understated, kind of like, I'm just like the drift. He's super chill.
Because I'll
He's super chill till he's kicking your ass in the gym.
Yeah, but he does it in such a peaceful manner. He's like, here's what I'm going to do, Kevin. I'm going to ask you to
Interesting.
do this, and I think you're going to be able to do it. I'm like going, gosh. And he just does it in a way that you're like going, I don't want to let you down, man.
Are you talking about having him on for a Star Wars thing?
Yeah, I want to
know
hear
what?
from this guy.
I want to debate this peaceful fuck. Get him on.
Okay. He's tough to argue with.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just being a dick.
He's just trying to spice
It's like
it
arguing
up.
with Denny's.
It is tough.
He's in Denny's lane.
Denny's is tough to argue with because if you find yourself arguing with Denny's, you're like, all right, you need to hit the reset button because he's not arguing with you.
And you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, y'all enjoy your day. Thanks for being here for us. Send the emails to us, mail at kvjshow.com. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.